The under $100 ANC headphones market has delivered some outstanding products recently, all of which can potentially be great and affordable alternatives to some of the higher-end offerings out there. And OneOdio certainly wants a piece of that cake too with their A10 wireless noise-cancelling headphones. So let's see if they can succeed. Hi everyone, my name is Andy, and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. Quick disclaimer before we start, I got a free sample for testing from the manufacturer, but I'm not getting paid for this review, so all you get is my unfiltered and honest opinion about the A10. And when I first opened up the box, I was mostly impressed by what I was seeing. There is the compact and slim hard carry case first, which is always a good start. Inside that case you can find the headphones themselves folded flat and two sets of cables. One is the USB Type-C charging cable and the other one is a 3.5mm jack audio cable for wired listening. There is only an elastic strap that kinda holds the headphones in place, which is less than ideal, and there is no pocket where you could tuck in the cables either, but for $80 or euros, this is what you get. And at the end of the day, the case gets the job done when it comes to carrying around your headphones safely in a bag. And onto the headphones themselves, now we get a fraction more of sophistication, as the A10 looks sleek and modern without being tacky or flashy in my opinion. The A10 also feels very well made, and even though it's mostly plastic, the manufacturer decided to use some metal in the most critical places. And by that I mean the headband and the hinges. So the headband provides me with a snug fit, but it doesn't have an excessive amount of clamping force, so I feel comfortable even after wearing the A10 for an hour or two. The headband is also generously padded, which only adds to the comfortable feel. The faux leather cover and the memory foam padding is practically the same on the ear cups as well. The cups are not too roomy nor they are too deep, but my ears can fit in easily. People with larger ears might run into problems here though, so that's something to keep in mind. There is not much of a passive isolation going on, but we get decent ventilation, so the ear cups will never feel too hot or sweaty. Again, the clamping force is plenty for casual everyday activities, and maybe the headband is sturdy enough for the headphones to be used for jogging too. I would never do that personally myself, but if you are one of those people who can actually run with one of these things on their head, I guess the A10 is as good as any other cans. Moving on to the metal hinges, we talk about massive, solidly built hinges here, which fold flat, making the whole package more compact for traveling. There is hardly any squeaking coming out of the headphones, no matter how much I twist either the headband or the hinges, or the yokes for that matter. And even though those are made from plastic, I found no issues there either as far as build quality. And here I have to mention that even if the sides of the ear cups look like brushed metal at first, they are actually made from plastic. But it's so convincing that I wasn't 100% sure about it for a while myself. And whether it's plastic or not, these fine concentric grooves do not only lend a somewhat premium feel to the headphones, but they also bear a strong resemblance to vinyl records. So all in all, we get a fresh-looking and solidly built pair of headphones with the OneOdio A10. And the battery life is no slouch either. With the ANC turned off, you can enjoy a playtime of up to 50 hours, which goes down to around 40 with the ANC turned on. 10 minutes of quick charging through the USB-C port on the left ear cup can provide you with an extra 2 hours of use. Of course, with the supplied audio cable, you can only use the headphones in passive mode, which means two things. First, you won't have to deal with the batteries at all, and second, you won't get active noise cancellation as it only works in Bluetooth mode. And talking about Bluetooth, we get a 5.0 compliant wireless chip with support for the AAC and the SBC audio codecs only. And that is only interesting because there is a high-res audio badge on the box, which usually indicates the presence of some more advanced or higher resolution codecs. But we can find no LDAC, no aptX or nothing like that on the A10. That strange fact aside, pairing is quick and easy with both Android and iOS devices, and we also get solid signals. Latency is low enough for a bother-free movie watching experience, but gamers might be out of luck. To me it sounded okay, but I'm only a casual gamer and I'm not quite sure if latency is low enough for the more hardcore players. But for office workers and multitaskers, I got some great news as the A10 comes with support for multi-point use. You can connect the headphones to your laptop and to your phone at the same time, and switching between the two can either be automatic or manual, depending on the use case. It works across all platforms and it works smoothly enough in my experience.
And in case you were wondering what to expect from the built-in microphones on the OneOdio A10, here is a quick audio sample for you from a quiet environment. So this is what you get when making a phone call with these headphones. And to give you an idea of what to expect from the headphones in more challenging conditions, here is just another audio sample with some traffic noise and also some wind. So this is what you get from the OneOdio A10 as far as vocal quality is concerned.
In terms of controls, we get 3 buttons on the right ear cup to control play, pause, tracks, volume, phone calls and your voice assistant, and there is also an ambient mode button on the left ear cup. The buttons do their job well, they are easy to locate, easy to press, they give a nice feedback, and their reaction times are decently fast too. I prefer having buttons on both sides over cramming all the controls onto the right cup, which is the case with the One More Sonoflow, for example. But contrary to One More, OneOdio has no smartphone app, so there are no extra features, settings and options on offer. And the A10 also lacks smart sensors for automatic play and pause, but I feel like it's not a feature we should really expect to see in this price bracket. However, what is somewhat expected these days, regardless of price, is active noise cancellation. And the A10 does not disappoint here, as we get a decent amount of noise dampening for our money. It's not quite as good as again on the One More Sonoflow, for example, especially with droning noises and low-frequency hums and rumbles, which are attenuated more efficiently by the slightly more expensive One More headphones. On the other hand, ambient mode sounds quite natural, with only a minor muffling in the upper bass and lower mids, and some slight amplification of higher pitch sounds. And that is way better than what the Sonoflow can do in transparency mode, and we also get significantly less of a hiss with the A10. Wind noise performance is more or less on par between the two sets across all modes, and given the fact that the Sonoflow costs about $20 more than the A10, it's quite a respectable performance from the OneOdio cans. And as for the sound of the A10, well, bass enthusiasts will more than likely be happy with what they can get from the 40mm dynamic drivers. The lower registers hit you with quite a punch, and there is good extension towards the sub-bass too. But while the bass is hefty, it's not too snappy. I would go as far as to say that it's somewhat sluggish. That said, if all you care about is the sheer presence of bass, then the A10 is hard to fault. But I cannot really say the same about the mid-range. I mean, its presence, especially at the low mids, is overshadowed by the prominent bass. It changes drastically as we approach the upper mid-lower treble region, which has plenty energy. Extension towards the high end is good as we get all the details and clarity in the treble, but the sound can be a bit too bright and overcooked. And while someone might find the design of the headphones flashy, I believe it best describes the sound. That said, this exciting and V-shaped sound signature will suit most modern musical genres, and it will more than likely meet the requirements of the target audience, so I guess I'm needlessly critical with the headphones here. And to finish off my sound analysis on a positive note, the sound stage is decent both in terms of width and depth, and the imaging, while not holographic, it's also precise enough, so it's more to my liking. The maximum volume is high, and actually much higher than what you get from, again, the One More Sonoflow, and at around the same volume levels I found that the sound leakage was also better controlled on the A10. So to wrap things up, I reckon that OneOdio hit the nail on its head with the A10 as far as bringing to market an affordable alternative to more premium offerings. The design, the build quality, the comfort, the controls and the battery life all exceeded my own personal expectations. I only wish there was a smartphone app and that the ANC blocked out more of those lower frequency noises, but in general the headphones deliver a great performance during everyday use. And the sound quality, even if it's not my cup of tea, it is more than good enough to impress most people when listening to their favorite tunes on the go. And honestly, it's only the lack of a smartphone app that I can bring up as a real downside. If that is something you don't care about that much and all you want is a set of fresh-looking, fresh-sounding headphones which are ready to go out of the box, then the OneOdio A10 might be something you want to check out. And this is it for today. Please like this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and as always, your comments are welcome too. Thanks for watching, see you next time.